like Bill was saying, our district is trending to do over 600,000 this year, which really amounts to 23,000 cleaners since March and 16,000 installs since March so far. So, you're probably thinking, it's a $5.99 can of cleaner, $20 install. Like, what could it do for my business? Well, $600,000, that's an extra store that I don't have to worry about, right? It has no employees and it's all profit. So it really is incremental value to our business. Our shops typically aren't going to get any bigger. We have some remodels going on. So how can we increase our business? It's through the multiple pair program and through the SofSole program, which we have right now. So SofSole put together these packets you guys have in front of you. It's got a insole product sheet. There's also a shoe care product sheet in there, waterproof for demo pads, and also there's an employee redemption form. So we're going to hit on those topics a little bit today, the SofSole program, and that's what we have to always explain the why to our people, because the perception might be, we do a lot of volume in a lot of stores, and maybe we don't have time to get to the SofSole because we have a toasted tile with a smile, right butt on bench, we're measuring the foot, we're bringing out 3 to sell 2, and then we're doing a SofSole, winner circle. We don't have time not to. We have to create that culture where that's all our associates know. My district does a lot of volume. My #1 SofSole store is also my #1 volume store. So if that's the culture you guys create in your stores, there's a lot of good factors there, whether it be sales, the customer experience, most importantly, right? And if they don't buy at that time, the customer always comes back and remembers it and might buy it the second time. So just think about that. Shoe care. Like, why do we offer shoe care to our customers? Like, what are some of the benefits?
Extended life this year.
Absolutely, extended life. Investment. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee on there as well, right? So I'm going to get into some best practices on how to sell the shoe care. Kind of give you guys some of the stuff you might know. I know not everyone's worked footwear before, so it may seem basic to the ones that have. The waterproofer, the best way to sell the waterproofer is you grab a paper towel, you put an X on it, you wait 30 seconds for it to dry, and then you spray it with the water bottle, and the X stays dry. That's the basic way. We like to have a little fun with it, right? So if there's a little kid there, you ask them what their initials are, or you put a little smiley face on it. We hand the water bottle to the kid and then have them spray it on there so you can see the magic of their initial coming out or the smiley face or whatever. So it just creates a little interaction. It kind of breaks it down, and all of a sudden that kid is nagging their parent for a $6 can of waterproofer, So just having fun and making sure that you're creating that interaction with the customer. The other shoe care piece is the instant cleaner. Or Suede and Nubuck, whichever one. The best way to demo that is if you just grab the old shoe from the customer. They got the new shoes on, they're trying them on. So as they're trying them on, you're talking up the insoles and such, grab the old shoe, you scrub it down, show them how easy it is to use, you wipe it off, show them how clean it is. If the customer doesn't want you to use their shoe, or maybe they have dress shoes on or whatever, you just grab your shoe. Your employee can just clean their shoe off and demo it on them and just show them. It's only $5.99, extends the life of your shoe. It's easy to use. It even smells fresh on there as well. So there's a lot of benefits to it. And then my favorite, all-time favorite, is the fresh fogger. So what are some of the things you hear a lot when you're trying to sell a cleaner? What does the customer usually say?
They already have it.
They already have it, right? How many people have the fresh fogger? I dare them to tell me they have it. Unless they bought it in downtown LA or whatever. So that's the benefit of fresh fogger, right? So my employees, this is what they do. They walk around with it clipped on their belt like a holster, right? They're always on the ready because our stores do not have walls, right? We're just a lease on spot. So you don't have to just sell to our employees, just sell to Macy's employees. There are people hanging out over there waiting for their shoes to come out. You can show them the fresh fogger. The quick tip for fresh fogger is when you put the insole in the shoe, turn the can upside down, spray it for a second, and then have the customer try on the shoe with the insole and the fresh fogger already sprayed in there. Because it's 2 for 1, right? You can talk up the fresh fogger and talk up the insole at the same time. Especially with the holidays coming up, you don't have a lot of time, so you want to try to sell everything quick. And that works for us all the time. A lot of times they buy both. We even have some associates think outside the box, and they'll spray some of this on a paper towel, toast the towel with a smile, like waving the paper towel around, kind of like Macy's selling new bottle Calvin Klein or whatever. It sounds corny, but we've sold 10 to 15 in a day, right? What else are they going to be doing? If there's no customers there, we got to get that customer engagement, right? We have to create things, make things happen, not to wait for things to happen. So fresh fogger spray is the best thing to sell, in my opinion, out of all the cleaners. The next thing is the 3-in-1 kit. Holiday season's coming up. It's already nice boxed up for you. Real quick to wrap it, put it under the tree. It makes a good stocking stuffer. You get 3 for the price of 2, right? It's only $10.99. I would highly recommend that we have all of our cashiers stocking it up at the counter this holiday season. You'll be selling tons of those. I know we did last year. It's a great add-on sale. $10.99 might not seem like a lot, but when you're doing a lot of transactions, that adds up real quick. So just make sure you talk it up to your team. It's a great holiday item coming up. For $10.99, it's not a bad deal. And then SofSole is going to provide waterproofer pads, which there is a page on there that shows you what it is. It's pretty much like a little card on there, and you spray the left side of the card with the waterproofer spray. You wait for it to dry, then you spray the entire card with water, and then the left side of the card will stay dry. So it's just another tool in our arsenal to demo. You can feel free to use the card. You can use the paper towel, the smiley face, or the initials, whatever works best for your team, whatever works best for you to train your team to get it done. What are some of the blocks or brick walls you guys face from your associates why they can't sell SofSole, or some of the challenges that are out there I might be able to talk you through, or any questions or other best practices? Anybody has anything to share?
I think the confidence level, the team leads, associates, everyone in the stores, how does it work? They're not confident doing it. So
sell to, like they're doing the demo, the install, the cleaner, and the customer's like, you know what, I'm just looking. They leave, and the associate's like, man, that's when you go up to them, you high five them. Hey, great job there. What do you mean great job? I didn't sell anything, boss. Yes, you did. Like, you did what we asked you to do. You did the behavior. So always celebrate the behavior and coach the behavior rather than the number.
John, what does your team, some of your successful teams do when it's very busy, and so you're not missing customers on the shoe wall?
Group demo is what they do. So that's one thing I wrote on here and talk about. So group demo is going to be key during like busy holiday weekends or one-day sales, or the holidays are coming up. Like, my team doesn't know any better. Like, they know that we have to sell SofSole and don't know the reasons why. So they never use it as an excuse. So they found ways, and the group demo is a great way. So you huddle your customers around, you show them the waterproofer, the cleaner, the fresh fogger. Or if you can't huddle them around, if your shop's big, talk loud so everyone hears you. So maybe you started the install thing over here, and now you're doing cleaner over here. And maybe you showed the cleaner, but the guy wasn't really too sure. By you talking loud and this customer buying it, you just kind of reassure this customer over here that it's a great product. So just talk loud so you get more value for your presentation. So that's the group demo is key. And creating that confidence is by you, when you're in your shop as a district manager, showing them as well. Like, make sure you guys feel confident. Make sure you put on the insole, or you've tried the cleaner or fresh fogger or whatever, so you can speak to it. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, one of the things that I think is such a big inhibitor is our associates make the decision for the customer that they don't want the product. And they don't even bother asking or getting the product. And I think if you can get past that barrier, and it's something that certainly we struggle with, everybody struggles with that one or two associates in each store that's just not doing it. You got to put that perspective in their head that it's not for them to make the decision for the customer. They have to let the customer make the decision and keep selling to them. Now the other thing is, you may have noticed in your shops, what does Macy's put right next to our shop on a big table? Big suede slippers, right? And boots.
Boots.
Yeah. Perfect for that, yeah. And if you have a good Macy's relationship, you can put a couple of those on their register, and they'll sell it for you. That still counts as a sale.
Yeah. We showed them how to do the demo, and now they're doing it in one store.
They get excited about it. Yeah. So, it's all about building a relationship, and 10 out of 10 times, like Corey says. But more importantly, it starts with your team lead. It starts with us and your team lead. Like, if your team lead has the lowest ratios, then it's going to be hard for the team to follow. So you got to get that win with your team lead, and then make sure you show them how to coach their associates, because we all know single coverage, split shops. So find little creative ways. If your district is struggling as well, like, have a separate conference call just to talk about SofSole and give some of these tips. I've done that as well. This wasn't an overnight success story by any means. Like, we worked at it to get to this level. Any other shoe care tips before we move on?
I would add to Corey's point is not making the decision for the customer, but teaching the sales associates and our people to listen to the customer's needs, and then connecting what we have back to their need to fulfill that need and how it will benefit their need, and creating a desire to buy. We don't want to be used car salesmen just slinging stuff that people don't need. We want to connect it to the customer and be a part of the experience.
Yeah, to his point, is a white Chuck Taylor, waterproofer, massaging gel insole, and the heel pad in the back, or the Achilles pad.
Yeah, it adds value, extends the life of the shoe. So we always want to tell the customer what's in it for them. Because our customers, and I'm going to get into that in the insole, like, the customer's always going to ask you the price. before you tell them the price, tell them what's in it for them. Like tell them all the benefits of it, and then you put the price out there so they see it.
Something I do, I don't think a demo is a bad word, but I just remember back when I ran a finish line and I was trying to get associates to do demos. I think one of you guys brought it up, you know, how do you get the people to buy in that don't really want to buy in and sell the stuff? I went to a term that I use with my team, I call it SofSole service. And I expect my associates, and I don't call it a demo, I have them fresh fogger their old shoes and they waterproof their new shoes going out the door. And the customers love it. And that's why I call it SofSole service. And I've seen my people sell the stuff without even actually saying, hey, do you want to buy this? They say, hey, what is that? They start asking questions when we're waterproofing their new shoes. They're like, what are you doing to my new shoes? Oh, we're waterproofing and protecting for you.
That's great.
And the customer goes, well, I'll take a can. And that's how I'm teaching my people to do it.
Yeah, that's great.
And how does
service.
that create loyalty too?
Oh, they love it. They love it.
In talking about that earlier, like what a loyalty, what a great
People will come back in and they're like, can you guys spray my shoes again? And my team's like, well, we're spraying these shoes for free. I said, I don't care. They're going to buy some eventually.
Yeah.
Just spray their shoes.
I love it.
That customer experience, right?
Me too. It's SofSole service.
That's awesome. Tile, like one shoe with the insole, one without. The reason why you walk on the tile is because the rug's already padded, so the customer's gonna be like, well, I don't really feel a difference or whatever. So always walk them over to the tile so they really do feel a difference. And then always explain, like I said before, the benefits to the customer. Because they're gonna be like, well, how much is this? I'm already paying $100 for the shoe. You know, talk about how it's got a 1-year risk-free warranty. We always tell them they can take it back to our stores. Even if it's on the last day of the 1 year, we'll still take it back, or even if it's past the 1 year, to be honest with you. It's risk-free, and we don't get many to come back. I mean, we sell a ton of them. They very few, far between, ever come back. And, you know, let them know it's interchangeable with all the shoes, things like that. So always let them know what's in it for them on the front end, all for the price of $19.99. And the reason that is, if you get the actual size, they may not fit correctly in the shoe. So then the customer is like, oh, this is a little bit cumbersome. So always go a size down. It slips right in there nice. And then if the customer wants to buy it, get them the actual size and trim it for them. You know, just take the original insole out of the shoe, put it on there and trim it for them and sell them their actual size. And make sure you trim it for them as part of the premium experience. The plantar fasciitis, which is this one, it's only 3/4 length, right? So what you do there is you take the original insole out, you put this one in there, put the original insole back over it. And the reason why you do that is you don't want it to slip, right? So if the customer tries it on and it slides a little forward, the customer's like, oh, I don't want this, it's a little too cumbersome. So that's where you would put the original insole back over it. And it holds it really well. It sells very well, as you guys know. The massaging gel insole, as you guys know, it only comes one size. And there really aren't demos for this, so we have to create demos for it. So cut it in a couple common sizes, so you have 3 or 4 of them pre-cut, and on the tip of it, it'll tell you the size you're going to trim on it. And then use those as your demos, and then when the customer wants to buy one, then you grab a new one, ring it up obviously, and then trim it for them in front of them as a premium service, so they're good to go. So one thing I will say about the massaging gel though is that it does leak over time, so just beware of that. That's why SofSole redemption form. The best thing to do if you're an employee is to actually use the product.